How many of you exercise at least 3 days a week or even once? As Americans, we can all see the evidence that there are people out there who don't take care of themselves or even don't have a care in the world. They resemble the fruit shapes such as apples, who are mostly men, and pears, who are mostly comprised of women. These are known as the apple and pear shape of obesity. I personally engage in fitness activities a minimum of 4 days a week, and I also have read and done some research to further my knowledge. This is why I feel that I am the right person to speak to you about this topic. The United States currently's obese problem can be turned around by even just a simple task and simple practices. Today I'll delve into the United States health issue and obesity by revealing shocking statistics and what defines obesity, issues with obesity, and the ways to prevent it. The American people today need to realize that staying in shape or taking care of yourself is very, very important. The issue of personal health is alarming in the United States. According to Fahey, we got 2/3 of the American people are actually overweight. And this is a ridiculous statistic to me because it just screams out at me and tells me that people need to be educated even further on such issues. And being overweight when you exceed the height to weight ratio, which is related to one's body composition, is not good. Healthy body composition is the percentage of fat and fat-free mass in one's body weight. Healthy body composition involves a high proportion of fat-free mass, such as muscle and bone, and the rest of the body fluid, and an acceptably low level of fat. One way to measure your composition is to use a BMI, which is body mass index, and it's calculated by dividing your weight by the square of your height. Men and women obviously have different recommendations for the BMI, and women are to have 21 to 32% of body fat aged when they're in age from 20 to 39, and men are to have a BMI of 8 to 19 for the exact same age group, so from 20 to 39. People must remember that to maintain this proper BMI or trouble will come your way. Whether it's trouble going up the staircase, which we have actually right in front of me, is actually very troubling to go up, and all of us are young and kind of healthy, I guess. But according to the CDC in 2009, about 2.4 million adults were obese in 2007. And more than 15% of adults are actually obese within 9 states. And over 30% of adults are obese throughout the whole United States. The medical care costs of obesity in the United States are very staggering and kind of upsetting if one were really realize this. In 2008, the dollars that were spent, the cost was total to about $1.47 billion, or $147 billion, which is actually really ridiculous. These alarming statistics and large expenses on health care cause of obesity points out to me that something needs to be done. With the high cost of obesity in the United States, everyone should wake up a little bit, acknowledge the severe health issues that result from epidemics hold on our society, and this outlandish spending is a preventable health problem really angers me and hopefully makes many people think about leaving the couch for a little while every day. There could be many health issues we could be investing our money in, find a cure for the health complications that are not preventable. According to Rush University, obesity has been known to cause type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, osteoarthritis, obviously because of weight-bearing joints, sleep apnea, respiratory problems, which is sleep apnea, which is during sleep, gastroesophageal reflux, which is pretty much heartburn. And all these issues can be prevented. And why aren't they? Because Americans as a whole are lazy potato chip munchers. More than 80% of people with type 2 diabetes are the most common form of the disease are obese and overweight. And according to Obesity in America, the stat just really is an eye-opener. Diabetes is nothing to mess with at all. You know, it's because of you're inactive, or if you're obese and inactive, it's very, 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 very detrimental to your health. Obesity complicates the management of treatment of type 2 diabetes by increasing the insulin resistance, which is number one, not good. Diabetes, or you're diabetic, you need the insulin because your body can't make it or store it. These unexpected issues and complications can be and are very detrimental to loved ones. Don't put your wife or kids or siblings in a position overlooking your body on the floor, flopping like a fish because you just had a heart attack because you ate too many donuts at the buffet. Why put your loved ones in this predicament? It's very traumatic and it's very, very preventable. Your personal health is nothing to joke about. You need to take care of your body with the utmost respect, and exercise is the best way along with diet. Exercise is one of the best things for people, especially people who live in a sedentary lifestyle like Americans do today, and actually throughout the Western civilizations, I should say, or developed nations. Sitting around as much Americans do is very detrimental to our health, and as a nation we need to address this. Because according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, you should do aerobic activities as well as strength training activities, and spread your activity throughout a week, and at least 3 days a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, for example. Exercise is important, but you must remember to take it slow your first day. Otherwise you go in, tear some hamstrings, and you won't be able to run, walk, or do anything the next day. Or if you overdo too much weight, then you're going to pull a muscle. It's not a hard to fit time into your day to work out. Especially if you realize that you're adding more time to your day, or adding more time to your life by working out. Rather than dying at 60, you might die at 70. It's everything you need to know and take into consideration, because it's very important to have a healthy life. You need to keep trans fat foods too, and French fries and deep fried foods to a minimum, and also saturated fatty foods. It says steaks, poultry, butter, cheese, and high fat dairy products. But according to Fahey, Americans consume 200 to 300 grams of carbohydrates per day, well above the 130 grams needed to meet the body's requirement for essential carbohydrates. Experts recommend that adults consume 45 to 65% total daily calories as carbs, with focus that should be consuming a variety of foods rich in complex carbs, especially whole grains. Foods high in sugars are generally high in calories and low in nutrients and fiber, thus providing empty calories like pop, candy, suckers, which are really good, especially Tootsie Pops. But all I have to say is the simplest and easiest steps that can be taken to turn this epidemic of obesity around is just obviously exercise, taking care of yourself, and eating. The importance of taking care of yourself should never be overlooked, and a health issue related to obesity should always be a reminder that exercise is good for one's health, and you should always motivate yourself and others to get up and move.